Have you ever wanted to try macro photography but didn't want to spend the money on a new lens? Well, in today's video I'm going to be using an old disposable camera and upcycling the lens from it to make a macro lens for less than £1. This is actually a brand new disposable camera, so it won't be this one, but all you need is just a body cap for whichever camera system you use, and then you can make this a £1 macro lens. Let's get into the video. So for the components to make this lens, I'm going to be using a body cap from AliExpress for only 62p. That includes free delivery and it only took 4 days to arrive. Far better than eBay or Amazon. Now for the disposable camera, I'm going to be using a used disposable camera that I got for free with my order of Kodak Gold 200 from Analog Wonderland. Now they're currently out of stock, but just be patient, I'm sure they'll come back in stock soon. Okay, let's make this lens. So this is the Leebox disposable camera. I'm going to be reusing the lens from this. So starting off, I'm going to cut away all those annoying stickers so I can separate the front of the body from the main body. And then if you do that all the way around the camera, you'll get to the point where you can see the body crack in two, and then all you have to do is pull these two apart and try and keep everything together, unlike me who just lost everything including the lens. But don't worry, I found it on the floor, so I can then just put that in the housing. It wasn't too badly scratched, so I don't lose it. This is quite cool to see the shutter working in action just by flicking that lever. Nice to see. So now I'm going to be drilling the lens cap ready to install the lens. I'm not very good at this sort of thing, so this is going to be a bit of a hack job. I'm guesstimating on the size and the location, so I'm doing a bit of a larger hole than I need. Wiping it clean, and now I'm going to fix the lens to the housing. You don't actually have to use the housing, but I'm going to do it anyway because it sort of directs the light a bit better into the lens. So a couple dabs of super glue, and once I drop this lens into the housing, it'll be permanently affixed and that'll be all good to go. So here we go. There it is. So that's now good to go. All I have to do now is take this and go and super glue it on the inside of the lens cap. So here goes the glue, and now just going to press the two things together, holding that for a couple seconds. Super glue is just marvelous, isn't it? And there you go, that's my brand new lens from a disposable camera. Let's go and take it out into the field and see how it performs. So after fitting this lens, I've realized it's actually a macro lens. It definitely wasn't a macro lens on the disposable camera, but after fitting it on here, for whatever reason, it has a really close focus point. So I'm going to use this to my advantage and get some flower photos out here in the countryside of the UK. I've got a flash on top to try and illuminate some of these darker spots, and I'm just trying to have a bit of fun with it, really. Let's get a photo here. Oops. That's pretty good. So because this lens has a fixed aperture of about f10 or f11, somewhere around there, it doesn't let in a lot of light. So on a day like this where it's quite overcast, you're going to need something like a flash to try and compensate for that and actually get a sharp photo. Otherwise you're going to be dropping your shutter speed far too much and you won't get anything usable. I'm going to take a photo of this bit of dried seeds, see what they look like. Very high contrast. I quite like that. You know, it's surprisingly sharp actually. And despite not having any way to focus it, you just move yourself back and forward. It's quite fun to do so. I can use it in live view as well as a more accurate focusing technique, but it's just fun to use the viewfinder and just sort of guesstimate a bit. It definitely gives it a nostalgic charm. That's why I've got it on the old 5D Mark II here from 2008. The fact that this lens actually works is the impressive part. Any photos you get after that are just sort of a bonus. I have to say, it is impressing me. It's just fun to use, and this little plastic tiny thing that would otherwise go to waste is actually getting used for a bit of fun. It's obviously not sharp, it's not croppable, you can't really expect that from this sort of thing, but it's fun nevertheless. Something that's quite fun to play around with this lens is because it's so easy to unscrew. You can unscrew it just ever so slightly and purposely lift it off the cover just a little bit to let a purposeful light leak in. and it can give you some really interesting flaring. It's just quite fun to play around with. You can also do this with other lenses, but it's so easy with this, so it's just, why not? Why not give it a go? So after using this lens in the field, would I recommend you make it and use it yourself? Absolutely. This lens is just so inexpensive that anyone can access it, and it's so small and portable that even if you have a massive collection, you can fit this tiny lens in that collection. It also makes it great, therefore, as a backup lens. You can fit this in your bag and have it with you all the time. It's not going to be a lens you make really great high-resolution photos from, but it is a lens that you're going to have a great deal of fun with, and you're going to be able to go out there and challenge yourself to use this lens and bring home some good photos. It also has the charm of using something that otherwise would have just gone to waste, so upcycling is great, and I do love this lens for that. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you making it right to the end of this video. If you want to see more likes in the future, please leave a like and a comment saying so. That's this video. Goodbye.